area.
Like nipple up?
Sure, nipple up, yeah. That general vicinity.
We're totally including that in
Totally,
this. Yeah.
it's not lower body at all.
I'm like not wearing pants. I'm like, God, thank God.
You're not? Oh, wow.
Headline.
That's it, yeah.
That's what I'm going to title my vlog, no pants.
I was going to say good to see you, but now it's really good to see you. Wow. We're at the Main Event Training Center. This is pretty great. You're back in the ring.
I am. I'm also like just fresh out of the ring after like 2 hours that I try to wipe the like pain off my face and the sweat, and it just came through the makeup. So I'm a little like off my game. My hands are still shaking, I think, too.
I like that you texted me when we were setting this up. You're like, oh yeah, after I train, I'll be extra disgusting. I don't think so.
On top of my normal disgusting. So yeah, I feel pretty disgusting right now, but you're making me.
So like out of 10, what's your normal level versus now? Because everyone watching this is going to completely disagree.
Like 1 to disgusting, like
Sure.
like a 6. No, I'm like an 11.
How does it feel getting back in the ring?
So it's a funny story because I actually was launching my YouTube page and I contacted Pablo here just to ask him if I could use his ring to film, because I wanted my first video to be really cool and kind of include like all aspects of my life leading up to this point. And he was like, yeah, come on down. He opened up the school for me, had some people just train with me so we could get some cool footage. And then I left a pair of black Chuck Taylors here, and he texted me and he was like, hey, you left your shoes, but I know you'll be back. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, I really like those shoes. But no, and then like a week or two later, I texted him, and then I ended up just coming in here to train. And then that was like a couple months ago. And there was really like no intention to like, oh, this is my big comeback. I just really missed it.
That's the old like boyfriend move. Like, oh, I can't believe I left my watch at your place.
He's like, are these your underwear? No, it was just my shoes, but I got them, and then I actually leave something here every time, and I think it's just like this subliminal thing. I don't know.
So the plan wasn't to start training again? The plan wasn't to return?
No, because I retired pretty much 4 years ago in January. So wait, it's February.
It is January. It's January right now.
2000, when is it, October? It's pretty much been exactly 4 years, and I didn't really have any intention of going back or making any kind of comeback or even wrestling for any other promotion like TNA or whatever. I was just super focused on my business, and wrestling was kind of just in my past. And then when I got in the ring, I was like super rusty, and it was like a little embarrassing, but I missed it so much, and I had such a like tumultuous year. In 2017, like went through divorce and a bunch of changes in my company, like completely restructuring, moving warehouses, moving where I lived, and kind of fell out of like a routine, wasn't working out. My life was kind of like upside down, like Fresh Prince. Cue the theme song. But when I started coming here again, I kind of felt like more purpose and structure and kind of like passionate about life in general again, which is super lame, but it's the truth. So
The Rock talks about like it being like your anchor. So it sounds like this would be like your anchor.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to, and it's something that kind of keeps you disciplined. Like, okay, well, I know if I, don't get enough sleep or I don't take care of myself or whatever, like I'll end up hurting myself or whatever it is. And so it gives me more structure, and it is like an anchor, and it's fun for me, and it's fun to just come here and get like beat up, and like, people are like, why do you have so many bruises all over you? And I don't know.
And you're now 2 weeks away from stepping back into the ring after a 4-year hiatus. So how do you feel about that?
It just kind of happened. Like Pablo, like he tricked me. No, I don't know. He was kind of just, he propositioned me with like, hey, would you want to, have a match? Like would you ever want to wrestle again? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then we just talked about it for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden he was like, hey, send me a few pictures. And it just kind of like turned into this thing, and he was like, okay, the match is February 10th. And so it just was all of a sudden, and I was like, oh shit, I need to like get my act together. So I've started coming here more, actually working out like in the gym again. And I'm actually super nervous. And even though it's like, I've been on TV, I've been in pay-per-views, I've been like literally live TV. And this is not live TV, but it's still the same amount of pressure to me because it's this big like come back after 4 years. And it's really meaningful too, because it's kind of this full circle. I went through this really crazy year and all these personal battles, and kind of like overcame it, and then found something I was passionate about again, and something that I really loved, and it's kind of like going to be super emotional. So I'm really nervous about it, and always think that like if you don't give a shit about something, that is something that you shouldn't be doing. So even though it's not like on the the caliber that I'm used to, it's still like in some ways like more meaningful than when I was wrestling in WWE.
And you're not wrestling on February 10th as Kaitlyn.
No, Kaitlyn is dead. We had her funeral already.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is that why you're wearing black?
Yeah. You got the memo, so yeah.
There we go. So you're wrestling under your real name?
Yes.
Is that the plan if you have several matches, from here on?
Yeah, possibly, unless we come up with something like really cool otherwise. But for now, it's
Like Kaitlyn with a C? Oh.
I want to punch you so hard right now.
You can. We are in a wrestling training
This is the
facility.
appropriate place.
So, could you legally wrestle under Kaitlyn if you wanted to?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
But that seems so strange. It's just a first name.
It's a name that WWE owns. It's like a character that they own. So I guess it's because, they built it, they put money into it, and I don't own it. It's not.
But your hair's a different color now.
Right, I don't have the two-tone
So
stripper hair.
So that means you're not Kaitlyn's if you don't have that color hair. So I guess it makes sense that you have to wrestle as Celeste.
It's all coming together now.
I've been keeping up with your life in your vlogs, which you're putting out every week now.
Right.
I think they should have way more views, so everyone should subscribe.
yeah,
There
come
you
on,
go.
guys.
All my subscribers can subscribe now. But you're very open and very honest in these vlogs. Do you ever feel like perhaps at sometimes you might be revealing too much? Is that possible?
I mean, that's always possible. But I found that I guess I went through this period of my life where when I was married, I kind of lost the sense of like who I was and kind of like what I believed in and stuff. And then when I decided to leave my marriage and kind of literally change my entire life, I started just doing stuff that I wanted to do, like doing stuff for me, like this tattoo and wrestling and just doing things that I was either afraid to do before or didn't think I could do. And one of those things is being super open and honest about literally everything in my life. And it's been such a cool reaction from people. Like I get direct messages, like emails, literally random people just that I meet at events or expos or whatever, saying like, hey, thanks for sharing your story about XYZ. Like, here's my story. And just people opening up about real shit. And I don't know if I can say shit on this, but
Sure,
I did.
why not?
Okay,
We're on the internet.
the internet loves cursing. So it's been really, in a selfish way, kind of like therapeutic for me, but I've gotten such a really like awesome response from it in general.
What is the tattoo?
Okay, so sorry, my hair is literally all over my sweaty
You
body.
literally just got out of the ring and we're like, hey, let's do the interview now.
It is so it's peeling. It's literally
You can
it's
come in a
fake. You want to get some of this grossness? It's like
This is brand new.
It's my first shed, like a snake. So these are the 3 sirens from Greek mythology.
Wow.
And so I had this picture that I really loved, and then I found this artist. His name is Stefano, and he does like realism. And so he took what I gave him, and he took pictures of his niece in the same like poses, and then kind of freehanded it. And so I really was very adamant about. So the sirens, they lure men at sea to their deaths with their song, and I really was adamant about the souls of these men like being consumed. But it's really twisted.
Please do not consume my soul.
It's like a little warning for men in general.
Oh, jeez. Everyone, when they heard that you were back in the ring, they think that you're going to be there on Sunday in the women's battle or women's Royal Rumble.
I know, it's funny. My banker, his name is David. He's like a wrestling fan, and one of the guys that works in his branches too. And we're all all buddies. And so he texts me, and he's like, "Hey, I heard that you're going to be at the Royal Rumble." And I was like, "Well, I haven't heard if I am, but okay." And so I was like, "No, I haven't got a call or anything. As far as I know, I'm not going to be there." And he has this ongoing like joke he's playing on the other dude that works there that I'm definitely going to be in it. And so this other guy's like super psyched, but no, I won't be at Royal Rumble.
It's Wednesday right now.
I know. I mean, they've been known to call you 2 days before.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me when I debuted on NXT. They called me on a Friday that I was going to debut. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was 3 days. That I was going to debut on NXT on a Tuesday.
So it's possible.
Anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling, actually.
I've heard that in literally every interview I've ever done here. It's a different world now in the WWE. women wrestlers aren't divas anymore. You're female superstars. Where would you be at if you entered in on Sunday? Would you be right at the same level as everyone else?
Honestly don't know. I do know that it's like really cool to look at the women's division now. And like I'm not envious that I'm not a part of it right now because I have so much other shit.
Yeah,
Here you go,
okay.
internet. Going on with my business and just everything, all the projects I'm working on. But it makes me really proud that it's gotten to the point that it's at right now, and the girls are getting longer matches and just cool stories and characters, and I'm like super proud of it. And last time, I think it was SmackDown. When they were in Miami, I think it was like a live event. I went and just to see a few friends. Backstage, and I was hanging out in the locker room, and it was so cool in there. Like everyone is just so cool, and it's not always like that. There's different eras, I guess. And when I was there was some tension and like assholes and whatever. But like it was just such a cool, chill vibe in the locker room, and it made me feel like really proud of what they have going on now. I
feel like you left on really good terms because they let you do this goodbye video to the WWE Universe. That never happens.
I have like, one of the things that I always try to live by is like never burn bridges because you just never know. So I left on really good terms. I just felt like it was my time to walk away, and I was getting married and starting a business and stuff. So everything just kind of felt like, okay. And there's like peaks and valleys in pro wrestling. And so I was kind of not at a peak, and I was like, okay, well maybe this is a sign, like I need to take, step back and work on other things. And so it was just this mutual, hey, I'm going to ask for my release. And they're like, okay, well, if this is what you want, sleep on it. And then in the morning, if that's your decision, then it was so, everyone hugged me, and it was cool, and it was no big deal. And, they're not going to make you stay if you don't want to stay.
But they can't go, well, we got a contract here with your signature on it that says you have to stay.
They can, technically, but they didn't. Like, we were eye to eye, and it was, so I tried to never burn any bridges.
And right from there, did you start your business?
So when I retired, I had already started the frameworks, or building the foundation of it, and then it took me about 6 months to get it off the ground and get my product on the market.
So where are we at right now with it? Celestial Bodies.
Celestial Bodies, we're 3.5 years in. I've gone through like a ton of structural changes through like the divorce. I lost employees and gained a ton of employees, and I'm doing this huge rebrand. Hopefully it happens this month. It might happen next month. I brought on like a marketing team and all this cool stuff. So, and I'm working on a new line under Celestial Bodies, a different type of vibe. So it's a lot of really cool things happening this year.
And just to let everyone know, it's apparel. It's
women's it's women's fitness apparel. I do have some men's stuff, but it's mainly focused on women, and it's athleisure. You know the term?
Yeah, I've heard the term. Yeah.
You're like, I have it tattooed right here.
How'd you know? Yeah.
It's a really big thing right now. So, because everyone loves leggings, and leggings are pants. For anyone who was going to argue that.
You were really close with AJ Lee. You guys still keep in touch?
Yeah, we're still really close. I've taken a couple trips out there to see her in Chicago.
Oh, is CM Punk nice to you?
He is not. I mean, as nice as CM Punk can be, right? So we're still really close, and we talk about working on projects all the time as idiots. We have all these hypothetical scenario projects happening. Maybe one day, like our screenplay or something. Who knows?
Maybe you guys could both return to WWE.
Maybe. Or maybe we'll just start our own federation.
You could. Or just bring her to CCW. That could be a thing, too.
We once had a match that we put together in FCW where it was a robot versus a monkey. So we might make that come to life as well.
How does that work?
I was the robot and she was the monkey. And then the finish was where she pulled out my battery pack and I died, and she covered me, and that was the finish.
Do you have a finish in mind? Do you know how it's going to work on February 10th? Do you have a plan? Not that you don't need to tell me who's going over, but
stop trying to get it out of me. I always have a plan, but yeah, I guess people will just have to wait and see.
Are you going to become a staple in CCW?
Who knows?
Okay.
All I know is that I'm going to keep coming here just to train and let off steam and practice, just because it's something I love doing, and Pablo opens up the school anytime. So it's just kind of like a second home, dysfunctional family.
And South Florida is your home for now, or is it your home for a while?
I don't know. Well, my business is here, so I'm kind of like grounded here. But I don't know. Like, I'm from Texas, and I miss living there a lot, and my family's there. So we'll see. But for now, I'm in South Florida.
Do you have, now that you're a retired professional wrestler who is about to be an unretired professional wrestler, do you have any wrestling regrets that you may be able to fulfill now?
That's such a deep question.
Yeah, not really. No, but you could be like, oh man, I really wish I could have wrestled this person, or wrestled in this city, or gone over on this person, or something like that.
I don't know. I guess when I started, it was a huge whirlwind. I debuted with literally no experience. I never had wrestled a match before. And so I learned on the fly. I learned doing live events and literal, actual live matches. That's how I learned how to wrestle. So now it's different. I get to come here and train and literally relearn basics and stuff that I should have learned initially. And so now going back into it, I feel more confident in the just the basics of things. Yeah. Whereas I didn't have that before. I just kind of was oh, fuck it. I have nothing to lose. That was my attitude. And I still actually have that attitude for everything, but now I feel more prepared. And so there's no oh, I wish I would have done this. But now that I have been training consistently and working on things that are just basics, I feel more confident in myself as a wrestler.
I feel like that style of training would not exist in 2018 in the WWE model. You would go to, you go to the Performance Center and you'd be there for a year-ish, and then NXT, and then, go from there.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you got to jump right into it, which is amazing.
Yeah. It's so fun, and everyone here is so cool and super supportive, and it's literally like family. So it's
they're all here right now.
They're all watching. No pressure.
Show them. Yeah. There we go. Hello. Hey. Thank you guys for having us here. Awesome. And thank you for your time. And we look forward to seeing you at CCW February 10th.
Oh, are you coming?
I'd like to. Can I come?
Can we work him in a spot?
No. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.